Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So as the title suggests, Devon visits, okay, that's clearly not right, visits Fairmont Crest on Beyond the Gates. How did an A, you know what, I will fix that later on. Black Ma's in the chat, Sean is in the chat, Krista is in the chat, Allison is in the chat. Uh, Anthony, the number one YouTuber, is in the chat. Ed is in the chat. How are you doing, people? Hope everyone had a great day. Oh my goodness, it's so hot. I also have something on the stove, so I'm gonna pop over there in about 2 minutes. But I want to sit there and greet everyone. See how everyone's doing. Ronnie Ron's in the chat. Okay. So first thing we're gonna do is turn on the goddamn hot outside. I know, Sean. It's hot. It's hot up in here too. It is hot up in here too. I'm doing good, Ed. Thank you for asking. I was like, what happened to my music good? Okay, there we go. Now I feel better. Well, I partly feel better. Okay. Queen of the South is in the chat. How are you doing, Queen? Hope everyone had a lovely day. I got some great stuff for y'all tonight to sit there. We're going to talk about. A lot happened today. Of course, Queen, of course. I'm doing good, Black Mon. How are you doing? Amber's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Sean says I was pissed with Laura. Why was you upset with Laura? We're gonna start this off, okay? Why you can't wait for October, Allison? Besides Halloween. Why can't you not wait for October? Fake ball sucks. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that, Black Mon. Oh yes, Ed, yeah. It's nice that they have this established history going on, you know. Okay, all right. Now I understand, Sean. But yeah, you know, okay. So okay, Ed, what did you think of Devon? What did you think of Devon crossing over to Beyond the Gates? Alice says August and September are still in the 90s, and so that's why I got my AC on. So yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. Jay Blue says I don't want to hear anyone yelling about Sunny from Joss. She's drawing a weapon again and haven't really dealt with Cyrus killing. It was short, right? It was short. That's my same feeling. Ron says, "What's your thoughts on Xander attempting to punch Brady? I hope Brady don't get too cocky. I mean, you know, that was nice block and everything like that, but like my dude was drunk, so it's like I don't know if you could sit there and go toe to toe with him when he's sober, but you know, it just showed. I mean, it was good because it showed that he is really in danger of his temper, and he doesn't want to lose his daughter. He doesn't want to lose his daughter, so he's going to do something that he's really afraid of doing. That's part of being a parent. So that's my thoughts on that. Ron, I got to answer one question at a time. Like, come on, bro. But yeah, for that question, yes, that's the answer to that question. It was short. That was my whole thing. It was like he came, He offered some deal. She gave a less than satisfying deal, and then he was just like, "No, I didn't, Sean. I think that the fans pretty much kind of stomped that out." All right. I'm gonna leave y'all with a bit of AI slop. I gotta go get my food before it burns. Tommy, how are you, stupid? The answer to the well, I mean, yeah, I gotta go get. This is a good one, huh? I'll be right back. Pork. And I'm back. Yo, I guess that's supposed to be Willow. I imagine. Yeah, I agree with that too. But she also did have to apologize though because she did kind of set that whole thing in motion with kissing Xander to make him jealous, knowing how he is. What's good, Mika? How are you doing tonight? Jay Blue says how Luke is gonna leave Carly's home because of Sunny, but move to Ava. What happened to his doctor money? Yeah, that's a damn good question. That's a damn good question. Yeah, General Hospital was something else today, but I don't know. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. As Meek Hobb is in the chat. It's good to see you again, Meek Hobb. Um, yeah, what happened to that doctor? Damn good question. What happened to that doctor? Are you watching GH right now? Oh, that's what's up, J Blue. I'm glad that you're here tonight. You know, Meek Hobb, it was actually pretty decent today. I want to pulling up my review so you can definitely check it out when you get a chance. You know, Mikab, I actually been enjoying doing the reviews for YNR again. I wish the numbers would go up, but I've been enjoying it though. I'm getting more subscribers, so that's cool. Gorgeous Queen Janet is in the chat, people. The one and only, the lovely. Janet says, I love seeing Devon say I'm beyond the gates. I hope he moves over there full time. Yeah, I mean it was nice. It was just short. Like that was what me and Ed was sitting there talking about. Ron said, I don't have any feeling for Belle. She got what she deserved. Merlina told her many times about getting involved with AJ, so let her cry wolf. I mean, my whole thing is like, you saw what she did to Sammy. Nicob says, thank you for taking the time to review. Well, no, I appreciate you watching me, Cop. I really do. Thank you. And, whenever you get a chance, if you can share the videos, like any Weiner video that I do, if you can share it, that would really help. It'll get more people into the chat, and I want to get some more Weiner people in here, so that would really help out. Yes, definitely too short. You know, I'll be. Thank you, Tommy. Yes, and I do appreciate that. I really do. Thank you, Tommy. Seriously. Um, Clearly I can't spell visit right. Well, not so much I can spell visit right. Um, well, it's funny because says I have about five friends and family that. Okay, cool. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up, Nico. Um, well, it's funny too, Tommy. Somebody said that Arja should go to B&B and like maybe start a fashion company or something, or get involved in some way with um, Forster's creations or something. Now she's never struck me as a fashion person, but she could model the hell out of a clothing line. And you know what? Listen, people have sat there and said that Sally has not. Oh yes, ah, thank you, Ed. Yes, you said that. You said that, Ed. Yes, you did. And I'm like, you know what? Actually, I was like, that's actually not a bad idea. So props to you, Ed. Props to you, as always. Roger can go for unemployment with Leslie. Um, but listen, it's of course, Ed, of course, you're my guy, so I got to give you your props. Um, but here's the thing: as short as it was, and it should have been longer. I mean, it was literally like 20 minutes, but like it opens the door for more possible crossovers. Sean says, I'm still figuring out who the boss is for Brit. What else wound up happening today? I mean, I like the conversation with. We gotta talk about this Dante scene. We gotta talk about this Dante, Lulu, Liesel, and Laura scene because I'm gonna be honest, Liesel was out of pocket. Liesel was so out of pocket today. Like, did y'all notice how she was there trying to be hella manipulative? Like Smith is saying, "Oh well, if you keep me away from your grandson." Yeah, if you keep me away from your grandson, then he's never going to sit there. I mean, if you keep me away from my grandson, then he's never going to sit there and know the truth. I mean, only I have the truth, the real truth about Lizzo. I mean, you don't want to do that, do you? You don't want to. And then she started going in about like Lulu being in a coma and missing time with her son. Like she wasn't, like she wasn't like she was on the same level as Britt as far as being she's not. I mean, Cody can talk. Cody talks too much. When will he learn? I think it was you that said that, right? I mean, I didn't care. Well, I didn't fast forward because but it was nice. It was nice, Ron. I wouldn't sit inside and told again. It was nice. It was nice. Um, she is, yeah, she's related to her because listen, like it or not, Britt carried that child. Now, because as Leslie's being messy, Liesl's being messy, yeah. I don't know. It's debatable. It's debatable if I wasn't watching the show when Britt um is her grandson. Hmm. Well, kinda, yeah, she is. Britt's blood is Britt's blood is running through Rocco. She carried that child for 9 months. We're not gonna sit there and try to act like she's not necessarily a mother to. I mean, listen, I see where y'all. Listen, Allison and Jay. I see where both of y'all are coming from, but I also see what Leaves was coming from. She was going about it in a very shitty way. Tommy says, Why is Audra think she can save her company? Because she's desperate and she's kind of immature in a sense. Ed says, I'm glad Laura brung the hammer over the mess. I am too. No, it's not. Surgery does not change your DNA. All right. Well, it's kind of tomato tomato. So okay, maybe you have a point, Alice. Maybe you have a point. Um, Ron says, so how do you think Belle would turn to Sean? Better not. I don't. I mean, I don't know how. I don't know how Belle would turn to Sean. I haven't really been watching the show that long. I just know that they have a history of getting back together, which I think is really stupid. Um, yeah, I don't know what other stuff you're sitting there talking about. You kind of going off the rails a little bit, but um, I think it'd be stupid if Sean takes her back personally, because Belle's a hypocrite. Sean cheated and Belle couldn't forgive that, but yet Belle cheated a ton of times. So if Sean does take her back, then you know what? Listen, she's an idiot. Ah, okay, all right, all right. Now Jay Blue says in Christina's case, she biologically used her eggs to give Molly and TJ a baby. Okay, all right, okay, all right. Well, that's a little bit different then. That's a little bit different then. I'm not gonna lie. When I woke up, I wasn't exactly in the best mood. So like, I can see how Gwen coming at EJ, even with some of those like questions and like her little comments, I can see how that would piss her off. I can see how that would piss EJ off. No, yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, all right. You know what? Y'all educated me, Allison and J Blue. I do thank y'all for that. Okay. Tommy says, "How do you feel about Audra? She's immature and she's reckless. She claims to care about certain people, but she doesn't. I think her feelings about Amy is genuine. But when it comes towards Nate, you don't really do something like that for to somebody that you claim to love. So like she's the type of person that is just a constant screw up. Like In a sense, she's actually a loser when you stop to think about it, Tommy. Yeah, she looks good. She's a hot loser, but she's still a loser though. She kissed that man in front of everybody. Like the hell with Nate. I don't care. I'm going to pretend to care, but I really don't care enough. You know, okay, so here's my whole thing about that, Sean. So that's my thoughts on it. Here's my whole thing about the scout thing. I think Alexis is out of line. I think she's out of pocket. I get that people don't like Drew for so many different reasons, but like you can't you can't sit there and try to take his child because you don't like the decisions that he's making for his child. Like he doesn't have to consult you on anything about what he does with his child. Yet you are the grandmother, but you also are a person that needs to stay in the grandmother's lane. Yeah, I was like, you need to sit there and stay in your lane. And yeah, sure. But another thing that really blew me about that scene, though, why is Alexis trying to get advice about how to deal legally obtaining Scout from Molly when Alexis has been a lawyer for decades? But you're asking like what a second year attorney, a second year lawyer advice on how do we go about getting this child legally? I cannot be the only person that sat there and was just like, yeah, Sean. It was just weird. It was just weird. It was a very weird thing, and it didn't really make a lot of sense. And I guess he just thought that like people were just gonna be so upset with Drew that we weren't gonna bother to ask questions. Like, nah, that don't make no sense. And that's the thing, Jake. I said that too, right? I was like, maybe you know she's not seeing it too clearly because she's too close. But then I sat there and was like, listen, Molly's also the aunt. Like, it's like what makes you think that her objectivity is gonna be that much more different? I tried to go with that logic, but it's still just really, what I'm saying? Like, it still kind of blew me a little bit. What's good, Eagle? Who are you thinking is holding Britt against her will? My guess is Peter August. That'd be interesting. I have no idea who, but that'd be interesting though. Melissa said, "What are your thoughts on Gwen provoking Sarah? Will she believe her? She probably will." But my whole thing is, Melissa, see, here's my thing about Gwen. It's like she came back and she's still the same mean, petty, still mean, petty girl that left. And I know people like that because it shakes things up, but it's like, watching that confrontation, it seemed on some high school shit, Melissa. It really did. It was like when were you in 12th grade? Like you're basically just saying, "I took your man, and there's nothing you can do about it." Like really, that was the equivalent of what I watched. Um, it's so like high school shit. Like, girl, grow up. You're like in your 40s. As says Ashley, in my opinion, proved that she doesn't have a mind of her own. So now she's done with Andre, and it's like with her conversations with Andre or her mom, she changes her mind repeatedly. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Eagle. I mean, to be fair, if we're gonna be honest, there are some men that's like that too. You're gonna be honest, Eagle. There's some men that's like that too. But I get what you're saying, though. Yeah, Ed, I'm not gonna lie. Um, all right, let me ask you a question, Sean. I'm gonna ask you a question. I want you to be really honest with me. I'm gonna get back to your question in a second, Ed. Sean, do you like? Okay, do you not like? Do you not like? Well, no, no. But let me ask you a question, though, Sean. do you not like Alexis because of the actress, or do you have your own reasons of why you generally do not like her? Like, okay, is it morally based off the fact you don't like Nancy Lee Grant? Is that, and that's why you don't like Alexis? I I'm curious. Alicia said this is so funny because Alexis is actually breaking the law. Really? But yeah, it does prove that she's not really being in a relationship. I just don't like the character or the actress. So it's both. Okay, I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure, Sean. Because I felt like, and this is what I'm asking you. I felt like you didn't like the character because of the actress. Oh yeah, embezzlement. Very good call. Thank you, Alicia. Eagle says, I did not know Steffi and Bill were seeing each other. Now I understand more why she hates the Logans. Yeah, apparently years ago, um, they were they were together. And she originally set out to seduce Bill to get the company back. No, no, sure. I mean, listen, you can find you in the film. I'm not here to judge you. I just want to know because I felt like it was more like you didn't like Alexis because of Nancy Grant, not because you didn't like the character. That's what I want to know. One way or the other, it's that's your feelings. I respect it. Whatever. I'm just was asking. Ooh, J Blue says she's taking Ace's money and she has the nerve to question Drew's parenting skills. Ooh. No, I know where you don't like Nancy Grant. No, I know that. I just thought it was. I thought that's why you didn't like the character because of the actress. That's all. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's fine. I was just curious. Yeah, I guess so, Ed. I guess I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I when it got to that part of the show, like when Danny went over there to sit there and offer her condolences, that's why I just kind of tuned out. Like, I mean, I was there, I was watching it, but like that's when I just started to just not care. Like, I honestly tell you the truth, I think that is literally the worst part of of this story or the episode was the Haley stuff. Like, I mean, first of all, there's a special place in hell for people like that, but like, it is so goddamn stupid. It's so incredibly dumb. Alicia says, and Alexis is encouraging Christina's bad behavior. Oh wow, okay, that's interesting. Wow, that's good. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it's. I'm glad you told me that, Eagle. Sometimes it's so hard to sit there and try to find like the time to sit there and watch their show, but it's good because it kind of gives us a lot of insight. Oh, he was on inside. He was on State of Mind. Wow. Okay, that's interesting, man. Honestly, tell you, I figured he was going to get him on there. He had Chad Duell on here like what twice. So I think at this point, we all was like waiting for that. That's what I'm sitting there thinking, Alicia, or our cousin. I'm thinking her cousin because she said that. I mean, granted, she lies like she grieves, and she says she was an only child, but like she's also lying about a damn miscarriage. So at this point. Yeah, like unfortunately at this point, it's hard to sit there and believe what comes out of her mouth. I'm just surprised that Danny's not buying it. It's like this chick went to the bathroom, came out, looked like it had red Kool-Aid, and now she believes her. I'm like, and again, Ashley just comes across as so almost. Did he have the first one? Not Drew Garrett. The first one. You know the first one, right? The little kid, redhead little kid. Did you have him on there? Okay, yeah. And he almost had him on. Eagle says Cody might be one of the few interesting ones in ABC to see his girl from a guy that did not know who he was till he does and try to realize who he is and under it. I know he was on One Life to Live. I gotta sit there and watch some scenes from One Life to Live. Maybe I'll put that in the catalog. Learn from yesterday. And the hell else wound up happening? Like what the hell has happened on Gage? Yeah, I get it, Lisa. You know, a lot of people with Cody is very up or down. You know, either you like the character, or you don't like the character. I'm cool with him. Cool with him. No, well, no, not Doug and not Randy. I think they're going to use him more with Haley. And so yeah, I think that Doug and Randy are going to be sticking around. Ron says your take on Cheryl and Leah agree not to let anyone know about Luna being alive. I mean, well, I don't really care about their pack or anything, but I'm looking forward to it backfiring on Lee and having everyone call Lee out for being a damn hypocrite. I mean, you know, my whole thing is like, at least the one thing I did like about it is that she told us why she had to change her heart. See, my whole thing is in the beginning, she was all super mean and nasty and rude to her. Even up until a point, she was like, "Oh well, you know, I don't want you working at Forrester," and just really just nasty. Just a nasty human being. But she explained that she had to change her heart, and I was like, you know, listen, I'm able to accept that. Iron characters don't like this entitlement. Will Bell stay away from EJ? I tell you what, Alicia, if she does not, I'm going to laugh my ass off if she gets played again. I mean, you know, she came over to the house, and I'm so glad you brought that scene up. Yes, I will, Sean. You have a great night. Oh, trust me, Sean, I get you. I know those early mornings, my guy, but you have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. I don't understand. Like you berated EJ. Sean, you have a great night, and thank you for joining. Tommy says, should Audra work with Sally? Yes, yes, absolutely. You berated him before. You berated him for at the courtroom. You said, "Oh, well, you're dead to me," and then you go over his house, and you're like, What are we doing? No, it's a good idea, Tommy. And then you go over his house, and he's just like, I thought you said you were done with me. I am done with you, but I have more stuff to get off my chest. It's like this is just unnecessary. Crystal, heard Matt is coming back on Born and Beautiful this November. Oh, that's what's up. Alicia says, "Me too, AB. Belle is such a fool. How either one is involved in this case is beyond." That's the part that was just always laughing at me, right? Like even when EJ was like, "Oh, me and her are together. She's my girlfriend." I'm like, half of the goddamn people in the jury knows that they're dating. Like, how is it? Like, how is that not even common knowledge that the judge don't know? I mean, and then she sat there and said, I thought that I can sit there and prosecute this case to the fullest ability and satisfy you as well. What? Oh, they will, huh? Did you just sit there and say that you thought that you can do your job to the fullest extent of the law, but also please you at the same time? I had to get up and take a get walk around my damn house and come back in and be like, okay, all right, boo. Yeah, she really said that. I mean, I love Days. It's funny, but this is the reason why sometimes people don't take this show too seriously. Which it's a TV show. It's not meant to take things seriously, but like even within like the logic of soaps, you're just like, seriously. But you saw that, right, Ed? That's my whole thing, Ed. I was like, yo, listen, yeah, that EJ and Bell single song, but it was cringe, so that's why I got up. But you have to laugh at that though. Like you have to literally laugh at that. It's like none of this shit makes sense. And here's the thing. Um, I don't know how that would work, but like I guess the only good thing that came from it was that Bell actually now it's like, yo, now you know who EJ is. Now you know what kind of person he is. And you know what she said? She was like, yo, listen, you and like you're just like Stefan. You're just like Stefano, but you're worse than Stefano. Because Stefano didn't hide who he was. Stefano didn't sit there and try to act like, oh well, I do have a heart. Yeah, I can be an asshole sometimes, but I have a heart and I can be. It's like no, Stefano. You knew exactly who Stefano was when you met him. But yes, Ed, I thought that scene. It was so dumb. It was so dumb. It was like honestly, to tell you the truth, even if that dude just made like a sharp turn on that boat, her ass would have fell over. Anybody in their right mind be that far off the boat? Like it was so dumb. It was so dumb. But it was just like, they had to put that in there though. And it also was supposed to show just how reckless Nick was. Rushing that guy with the repairs and everything. Clearly, the boat wasn't ready to sit there and go. Well, I know what you meant, Ron. I think everybody in the chat knows what you meant. But yeah, that that was just funny. Alicia, I can't blame Danny is still in love with. I can't believe Danny is still in love with dumbass Bill. And I'm so glad that you said dumbass Bill because the fact that he still was meant to believe in Haley and her nonsense. But yeah, I'm like, yo, it was really bad, Alicia. Some people are just a glutton for punishment. Some people are just a glutton for punishment. No matter how much they show you their ass, show you the worst version of themselves, There's just some people in this world that will just take it. They'll just take it because, honestly, to tell you the truth, they're kind of desperate in a sense. They're desperate for that love of that person. Like Danny, honestly, tell you the truth, Danny needs like therapy. She needs counseling. That's not something you could just. I get that, but Lady V, it's been too long. How have you been? And Crystal Rowan, let's everyone say what's up to the new Crystal. Ron says, "Do you believe Marlena is happy that Belle says she's done with EJ because she doesn't like him?" And well, yes, of course, Ron. Don't you believe that? Wait, because she's gonna be upset? Yeah, Carlton is definitely out of pocket. Carlton is definitely out of pocket. It's like the dude was sniffed there plotting since jump. Like the minute that their relationship's on the rock, he slides on in like the creepy creep that he is. Ed, you ever heard of a show called This Is Us? Let me give you an example. You ever heard of a show called This Is Us? Everyone I think at this point that watched This Is Us knows where I'm about to go with this what I'm about to say. So you know homeboy is out of pocket, right? It was a great show, by the way. But this show was just, he was just out of pocket, though, right? Still needs to watch. It's so good. But Ed, I get it. Yeah. Oh, still need. Oh, you didn't actually wait. You didn't start watching it, Ed? Ed, you got to watch it. Lady says, "My apologies, everyone. I've been having issues with my phone. Unfortunately, I've missed so many of you guys live. No, it's good to have you here now, Lady V. So I am very grateful that you're here tonight. Never had the chance. Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to spoil it for you, but no, you should watch it. It's actually pretty good. I will say this much though, Ed. It it can be an emotional show sometimes. So like, don't watch it before you have to do something major. Right? Like if you're on your way like to going to class or whatever, don't watch it before you have to go to class or before you have to see like family and stuff. It's yeah, it can be an emotional show. Like honestly, to tell you the truth, I swear to God, like if you're not crying at some point throughout the first season, you're a goddamn sociopath. I'm just gonna sit there and say that right now. But it's a good shout out. Lisa says, "Don't feel sorry for Andre and those stupid shirts he wears. He kind of played both Ashley and Danny." Krista Ramirez. I'm sorry, I have to say your whole name because I like the sound of your whole name. It says, "I watched Hollyoaks. I also remember with some of the characters and storylines from a lot of clubs I watched." That's a good show, Ed. That's a good show. I've been trying to endorse that show for a hot minute. I gotta do a review. I gotta start doing reviews on it. That's a good show, though. Jay Blue said that's why I haven't watched this just yet. I know I'll be crying all the time. Yeah, it's yeah. I mean, it's a good show. Don't get me wrong. Like I love the show. I will say it was a good show, but it's sad. It is sad. It's too sad. Yeah, I get it. I get it. And you know what, Allison? I don't blame you. It doesn't, Ed, but you know it also doesn't feel like rinse and goddamn repeat. Oh my god, Ron, you're still on that. Uh, Ron, in some ways, never change. I get it, Ron. If Sean goes back, I will bow. You lose all effing respect for a fictional character. Now we get it. I, I, I get it, Ron. You know, Ed, so much happens in 20 minutes, which is amazing, and it's only 3 days a week. Krista says, I think Victor Castine is coming back. But Allison, I mean, when you get a chance to, I can't tell you to watch the show because it is sad. It is sad. You know, it's another good show, but it's also kind of sad though too, Allison. A Million Little Things. A Million Little Things is also good. It's not. I wouldn't sit there and say it's on the same level at This Is Us, but it's also a really good show, and it's not as sad. So that's the good perk about it. Like it's good, but it's not as sad. Oh yeah, I watched an episode with my ex girlfriend. Yeah, they UK shows don't J Blue the UK shows don't play. I watched the first season but stopped after that just occasionally. J Blue says I love Many Little Things. I may watch it again someday. It's really good. I mean, I watched the show because I was like, it kind of reminds me of This Is Us, but it's also really good though. I was upset when they didn't renew A Million Little Things. Yeah, but I appreciate the ending that they did. Not gonna spoil it for anyone, but I appreciate the ending that they did. So they don't, Jay Bloom. Ed was sitting there talking about how he watches a show called Hollyoaks. It's like a soap opera drama, and like that show gets like they not afraid to go there, Jay Bloom. They're not afraid to go there. That's what I love about the UK shows. One of my favorite shows, I mean, besides Hollyoaks, was a show called Torchwood. The UK version, not the American one, but the UK version. It says Lucas needs to break up with Dylan. I know the history, but how many ways does the guy need to hurt him? I get that they are in their late teens, but yeah, facts. But I don't want to spoil it for you because I kind of watched up into Saturday, so I don't want to spoil it for you. But I'm also not a huge fan of Lucas though too. Like I don't know how much caught up you are, but like some of the antics that he's been doing has just been irking the shit out of me. And Frankie is another character who irks the shit out of me. I never actually sat there and yes, 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 facts. Blackmont, Blackmont, you watch Hollyoaks? Blackmont, you're amazing. And yes, I was I'm like, bro, I don't know if you need therapy or something, but like, you need your shit checked out though. Good, Black Man, good. That's what's up. I'm very happy about that. Lisa, I love the Brit shows. The show absolutely fabulous was crazy back in the day. I heard about that. I never got a chance to watch it, but I heard about that show though. Eagle says according to Maurice Bernard, he said he thinks he has 3 years left of him of acting in them. Wow. I guess he's in. Listen, I don't listen. I don't know how much money they are paying Maurice Bernard, but they must be paying him a hell of a ton of money um, to be doing what he's doing. And I hey, listen. I respect. You know, I kind of thought it was gonna be sooner. I can't imagine him doing it for 3 more years. Like Lucas is plucking my last nerves. Alicia, you talking about General Hospital, Lucas? Are you talking about General Hospital, Lucas? See, when I start watching six soap operas, the names start to kind of blend in together. So we talking about Halios Lucas or General Hospital Lucas? General Hospital Lucas, he was actually on you got Jay's Money and AMC Money. Yeah, yes, he was on AMC. He played a character named Nikos. GH Lucas, okay. To get it closer. Everyone like to live you to do it. It would give Devon more opportunities to cross over. Facts. I like that idea. I like that idea. That's why I highlighted it. Hopefully, somebody from beyond the gates is not there watching. I'm like, yo, listen. Listen, I say this all the time that some of these soap executives needs to be coming in some of these streams. Like, even if it's not my stream, go in some people's stream. Listen to what the fans have to say about some of these soaps. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. You got beyond the gates, and that's new soap operas and a step in the right direction. But like, you want to make these soap operas last for a while. But yeah, speaking of Lucas, the actor that played Lucas on GH was on JOJ Media last Sunday. Last Sunday, so that was interesting. Apparently, he played another character on another soap way back when, but I was like, all right, that's cool. Lady says Carly, Sunny, Jason, Ava, Jocelyn, Alexis, and Lucky women can retire for real now. And Elizabeth. Good old Lizzie. Memory not God probably wants change and what too much more. So you're just what, stick with Days of Our Lives? As it says in your life you mentioned the actress that played Vicky not coming back as Vicky Moore because that would be a waste of time if yeah, I mean, listen, I don't like the fact if she's not coming back to play Vicky, I'm not happy with that. I mean, I already feel like the cat, and I heard she's also not going to stay that long anyway, so it's like whatever. Um, but I'm not happy that she's not. If they all left, I probably wouldn't watch. Lady says, who on GH is starting to get on your last nerves? Oof, probably Trina. Probably Trina right now. Probably Trina. because she's coming across hypocritical. She stuck by Ava, defended Ava, her friendship with Ava after what Ava did to Jocelyn, and then Jocelyn's family and everything like that. She stuck by her, right? Defended her relationship with Ava towards Jocelyn and her mother. But yet she snipped there coming at Drew. She coming at Kai sideways for defending his relationship with Drew. Like, girl, you are out of pocket. I mean, no one's getting my nerves, but if I had to think about somebody who's kind of irking me right now, I would sit there and say her. That's the thing, though. Like, here's the thing. I get it. Some people are not happy with Kai because he's not seeing the truth in Drew, and he's not listening to everyone, and he betrayed Trina and her trust. And trust me, I get that part. Okay? I get that part. But I also, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Lady Reed, no one has really irked me that much. Like on some other shows, characters have irked me, but on this one, eh, not really. Like even Lulu, like she does come across as kind of annoying, but like Lisa said, why did Vanessa tell Joey she told Doug about the bug, but not Hubby? I don't get it. Why did Vanessa tell Joey about she told Doug about the bug, but not the hubby? Yes, exactly. I think it's yes, and I think it's called the Landview Banner. I think it's called. I mean, it's a missed opportunity, but also it's like, why couldn't she not just come back as victim? Why like Liv still exists? They talk about Erica Kane all the time with All My Children. So like the universe still exists. So like, why wouldn't she just not come back as it just doesn't really track with me. Allison says Lulu can be annoying with her Brooklyn obsession. Yeah, that's what I said. Yes, facts. Dolometics was good. I didn't get a chance to watch Hollyoaks today's episode, but Blackman also watches Hollyoaks. Yeah, Blackman watches Hollyoaks. I'm like, all right, that's what's up. Oh, it's interesting, lady, because I know you're not the first person that said that. Like, they don't really like the WSB stuff, but I don't know. Maybe like me and DC are kind of like, yes, he's in Hollyoaks. I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy about that. Seriously. Lisa said Vanessa told Doug she wouldn't tell Joey that Doug knew about the bug, but then told Joe. Yeah, that I don't. Yeah, that's weird that she did that. That's weird that she did that. MX says I love that we got more visiting that chaotic village with all their cereal. Killers, explosions, and gangsters. Yes. I think that's actually it. Yeah, Lady V's back into the fold again. Yes. Yes, he came. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. And he came on there. I guess he was flirting with Lucy Cole, or Lucy was flirting with her. Yeah, it's a decision I definitely don't agree with. I don't. Like it's dumb. But this is what they're choosing to do. So it's actually really interesting though. Like on a side note, so like Jennifer Hudson does this things where she has her guests sometimes like do dancing and stuff, and they had the characters from General Hospital. They had the characters from General Hospital, and they were all dancing and stuff. And like Maurice Menard looked kind of stiff as hell. Well, like Cameron Madison when he was dancing, dude had that swag. I'm not gonna lie. Like most people, like Anna, she was really getting down, and like I guess he loosened up after a while, but he looked stiff as. And then you had Cameron Madison like right behind him. My dude was like he was getting down with the dance, and I was like, okay, that was normally stuff like that I find super cringy, but like it was the GH cast, so Carlos, Laura Ray was not there showing off. So, oh, Ed, that'll be the day. I'm waiting for that shit to happen too. Max says if you like it now, you should have seen how those when they were blowing up the school, having tornadoes once a year. Damn. You saw, you saw it, didn't? Yes, you saw it. Domex says Fiona Houston started back like she was ready to go to the club during that whole week dance. She had been a menace back in her youth. Yeah. No, no. Listen, Fiona Hughes, she, she could definitely teach me a thing or three. Um, like I said, most of them listen that they're getting down and stuff like that. It's just like Reese, he looks stiff as um, Lady V says someone said that you DVR. Someone said that your DVR this year nurses ball. Yep. You know me. I love the nurses ball. Yeah. Uh, those those performances and everything and the singing. And I can't do this shit with a straight face. You saw it, you okay, Ed, you saw it too. Okay, all right, that's the song. That's the song. I gotta find that short. Maybe one day I'll play it. Maybe one day I'll play it. I saw the G's cast and the dancing tunnel. Yep. Okay, you saw it too. Okay, yes. I don't. It's weird that it got recommended to me. I didn't realize I was being so obvious, Shabu. I really, really did. I thought I was so believable. No, I'm not joking. I really did. Those nurses' ball just never gets me. Yes, yes, she was Alicia. I found that out from the audience. Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't remember what the movie was called. What's the name of that movie? What was the name of that movie that Fiona Hughes was in with John Travolta? I have pictures of it. I just don't know the name of the movie though. See if I can try to find it real quick. Thank you, Ed. Saturday Night Live. Yes. Oh, now I gotta watch that. Now I gotta watch that, J Blue. Okay. Domek says the Jennifer Hudson show, Hallway Dance. Dances are my guilty pleasure. I love the one where they remix the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody theme song with Brenda. Oh, Saturday Night Fever. Okay. Fiona Heath. General Hospital, Fiona. If I can find it, I'll put it up. It's amazing when I'm looking for it, I can't find it. Wow. There you go. Jesus Christ. Why did it take so long for that to happen? Yep. There we go. Gomez says looking back on that Fiona who has had a pretty good career outside of soap, same with Cynthia Watros. Yeah, we were watching a comedy show with Cynthia Watros. Seemed like it was kind of recent. I mean, not that recent, but recent enough though. Yep, Saturday Night Fever. I had to put that up. I think I put up a nice picture instead of the usual AI slop that I put up. Yeah, I don't know if you were there on Sunday with us, Dolman. We got to finish watching that series stuff. Um, I think it was like 5 minutes. It was like this comedy thing she was doing, um, working at a donut shop or something. I don't know if you were there for that though, but it was surprisingly funny. I'm not gonna lie, it was surprisingly funny. I give her props, you know. As said, Fiona also played the mother in the original Charm, and her character name was Patty. Pull that picture up, please. Fiona. Oh, okay. Wait a second. I had to find that. Ooh. Yes, Alicia, she was. I never got a chance to watch Lost, but yes, she was. You, oh my. Yes, she was. Oh shit! I didn't even realize I still had this up. But that's one. She was on Charm, and that one's a lot better. That one looks a lot better. Yeah, she was on that show. You had a lot of people on that show. Lisa. You had her. You had uh, Michelle Rodriguez. You had Ian Somerhalder on there. Spider says, "I'm so happy my girl Britt returns for Jason this week." And Josh aiming the gun reminds me of when I used to play with Nerf guns. So childish Jocelyn ain't fit to be a WSB. She ain't know what she doing. I think she gonna be fine, Spider. Oh, do you remember? Well, you watched Charm, Spider. Anna was on the show, right? Domek says she was on Lost, got a DUI, and was written out. She talked about it on State of Mind. When you see her talk to Maurice Bernard, you realize what he wanted Sonny and Nina. Yes, yeah, they were telling me about that. So Domex, okay, Michelle Rodriguez got the DUI, right? Domex, you're not talking about Cynthia Wachos. You're talking about Nina, though, right? Yeah, I think you would recognize the Spider. I mean, why he wanted Sonny and Nina? She comes across like a chill person. No, no, but I'm talking about the sentence up here. Jay Blue says Cynthia Waters also played a young Lily on Gossip Girl. Really? I don't remember that, but apparently Brooklyn, Amanda, she was also on Gossip Girl. I didn't know about that. Sean says Days has been terrible lately. Chad and Kat are the worst couple ever. Oh, I remember Agent Shield Spider. I remember that show. That that was my that was my show. She explained that she said something like that happened. Oh, Cynthia Watros? Okay, so Cynthia Watros got the DUI. Okay, now you said I didn't know you were talking about Cynthia Watros that got the DUI. Wow. Oh shit. That's where I saw Amanda Sutton first on Gossip Girl. That's weird because like I watched every episode, but like I guess I just didn't remember that. Like Spiderquake said that the actor that played Xander was on Agents of Shield. Yes, she was on Lost. A lot of people was on Lost. Okay, I can take this picture off now. I just had to put one AI slot picture on there because it's just hilarious. Like, yo, she doesn't even look like, she doesn't even look like Willow. As you can Google it, it has season 6, episode 1. Okay, I will do that since I have Disney Plus. What? Domek says Kristen Ritter, who played Jessica Jones, played young Lily Big Sister on Gossip Girl too. Wow, that's hella interesting. That's still crazy though. I don't know how. I mean, I, I, the show was on a long time ago. I guess I don't remember that. It is weird. Like I remember, the chick that I don't remember her name. The black girl. She was also the person that was on the person that dated Nate. The black girl. She also was on the Orville season 2 or 3. But I don't remember her name. I just remember she was actually the only girl on the show that was actually black. J Blue says that's my next show to binge watch on Netflix. Only saw a few episodes. Had a huge crush on Matthew Fox when he used to be on Party of Five. No, I actually got well. One of my ex girlfriends actually wound up buying her the box set of that show. That's the king that played Lorenzo. Yes, he was on Charm. Yes, I didn't watch it, but I do remember him being on Charm. Spider actually told me about that. Andy and the actor that played Clyde on Days played Victor. Oh, he was on. What? He was on there too. Oh, damn. Small world, right? Okay, I can I can take this off now. Sometimes I'll sit there and start talking and forgot like. And just by the way, this is how Michael is actually supposed to look. Somebody who actually had like third degrees or fourth degree burns. Like that's how he's actually supposed to look. I'm just want to throw that out there. Yeah, I remember you told me about that spider. Yeah, no, Ed. I think Jay Blue told me that, which is insane because I don't remember that. Yeah, just to let you know that's what Chad is supposed to look like. I think it's season 6, episode 2 is when Fitz and Ina was in a deep space and they played a guy named Reader. I think he had face paint. Seriously, though, man, that's what he's that's what he's supposed to look like. Now, if he went to a plank to make it all disappear. I know. I'm just saying. Like, I remember when again. I remember when Ava she got burned. She still had a scar on her face. So, I'm just saying. Like, wow. So you said a few shows from One Life to Live was on Gossip Girl. That's interesting. I did not know that. It's so crazy though. You look back, you'd be so surprised. Like, I mean, I haven't watched those shows in years, so I wouldn't be too surprised. Like some of the obvious stuff is like Nina, the chick from the Vampire Diaries, Elena. She used to be on Degrassi. Like stuff like that, I remember. But Okay, now Jay Blue said the rich people on Gossip Girl were very toxic to the point that people from the other side of town became toxic too. Yeah, like yeah, Dan Humphrey. Dan Humphrey became toxic as shit. I'm gonna be honest. And Spider says, Albert, and you're wrong. Jocelyn won't be fine. She acts like she's playing with a Nerf gun. I get it, Spider. You don't like her. Listen, I can feel the bias just by reading that whole sentence. I can read the bias. If it was any, let's be honest, if it was Lulu and she had that gun, you wouldn't be saying that. So let's not sit there and try to act like there's no bias. There's no bias in that opinion. But okay, well, I'll play along. I don't think that you're trolling. I don't think that you're trolling. I just think that there's a certain bias in what you're saying a lot of times with certain characters. Domex says Dan was doing a test run to be a creepy like. Yo, listen. When I first started watching you, I was like this. I was like, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I loved the show, but like in the beginning, I was like, this is feeling a lot like Dan, except for if Dan just decided to just start killing people. That that was that was the trigger flag. I felt like that was pretty much just like Dan, except for Dan decided he want to start killing people. Well, it's fine. Let's see how it works out tomorrow. Let's see how it works out tomorrow. Well, Spider. Maybe tomorrow will surprise you. Jay Blue says I haven't seen you yet. I'm holding off. Holding off into what and why? I'm just curious. You don't have to answer. I'm just curious. Domax says it's like when Pokemon, Dan was his first form of weird, and Creep and Joe was his. It's like Pokemon. Dan was his first form of weird and creepy, and Joe was his ultimate evolution. Let me get this straight. So you basically sneak this saying Spider says obviously Joss is going to hit the bad guy, but it's for story purposes. But if she hits the bad guy, then isn't that a good thing? You basically sniffed it saying, well, you don't like how she's holding the gun because she's using it like a Nerf gun or something. But I'm like, okay, but if she hits the target, isn't that what really counts? Lady V says, so Albie, you're basically saying you're a fan. Yeah, I am. I am. I like it. I like it, Lady V. Listen, I get it. I know some people don't like it, but I like it. I think it's something different for her to do. Um, something that's kind of like outside her comfort zone than the usual BS that she gets involved with. I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, a lot of times it's like, I mean, what else do y'all want her to do? I think that's my whole thing. Lady B. Since y'all don't, okay, since y'all not a fan of the WSB stuff. Like, what kind of stuff do y'all want her to be doing? People who says mentally, emotionally, I'm not ready to see a show. Okay, no, that's totally understandable. I liked it because it showed that like he was being a hypocrite. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get where he was coming from. Like, his dad told him everything about law and order and everything like that, and just being a good cop. So I understand the level of disappointment. But like, bro, you literally sat there and you broke the law as well. You know what I'm saying? You bent it because you felt like it was the right thing to do. So I want her to go back. Okay, so you just want her gone. Okay, that's fair. I get it. So who do you want it to be, Spider? If you don't want Jocelyn to be a recruit for the WSB, who do you want to be a recruit for? I don't know why it doesn't make sense to you, but let's just get past that. Okay, Lady V, listen, I get it. I'm not a huge fan of Jocelyn, but I like the fact that they're having her do something else than what she's normally been doing. You know, it was like, what does she normally do? Yeah, that's a pro. Okay, it gonna make more sense. She's a daughter history. I get that, but I feel like it would just be. I feel like it would just be too obvious. One of Jason's kids. I feel like it would be too obvious if it was Emma. Like that's my whole thing. Like it would be too obvious if it was Emma. Like everyone was like, oh yeah, like like granddaughter, like so and so. It just be too obvious, you know. But I get why you would say that and the train of thought, but I don't yeah, my whole other thing, I don't want Jocelyn to sit there and just be doing the same shit over and over again. Like I'm glad that they're having Jocelyn do something different. I don't know. I think that's the thing now, right? It's like, okay, now as says Albert, the problem everyone wants Emma to be the WSB. Emma also has parents who are doctors and work in law enforcement and former district attorneys, so Emma can do that. And so yeah, exactly, but that's on Holmes. Yeah, exactly. She can be a doctor. Um, like I said, it's too obvious. That's something that I would just see coming a mile away and be like, well, I mean, it makes sense. It was, yeah. But I mean, you said, come on, like Sunny down, like come on, what? It makes sense though. She doesn't like Sunny. She can get close to sitting there taking Sunny down. Why not? Michael did it, and I mean, granted, I didn't like it, but like, I kind of when Michael did it, it didn't really make a lot of sense because like you forgave him for offing your dad, but with Jocelyn, I kind of understood. Like I said, I just like the fact that Jocelyn's doing something different than what she's been doing. But I get it, Spider. You can't like Johnson said to me when I did my Superman review, can't please everyone. Allison said me too, I liked her scenes with Joss. It's not the cheating though, Spider. That's not the see, if you think that she's just upset with Joss with Sonny for the cheating, then you clearly then yeah, it's not about the cheating. It's about all the pain and death that Sonny has grown into the family's life. That's why she's upset. It's not about the cheating, you know. The constant threats, the different enemies are always coming after the family. All that stuff from Sonny's world. That's why she's upset. And if we're gonna be honest, Fido, it's not so much See, I understand her train of thought. My issue is that she should be upset with her mother because her mother was the one that decided to stay with her. Even after Morgan's death, she still decided to stay with her. So, like, this has been okay. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna like it right now, Spider. It's like, here's the thing. Days has been in this pattern, like even GH wasn't like super great today, but GH was decent. Days was decent, um, and I can appreciate decent. I know a couple of years ago when I used to sit there and do these live streams, I was like, "Oh, GH sucks, and this sucks, and that sucks," because it wasn't super action packed or whatever. But I can accept these. I can accept these. Like Days was decent. Jeez was decent. That's to tell you the truth. I guess if we're gonna be honest, in some cases, Days was a little bit better than GH. If we're gonna be real, Lady says now when Charlotte grows up and happens to work with WSB now, that would make more sense. That would be more of an interesting story. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that's my thing, Spider. Like watching these soap operas over the years. And people have sat there and said, not every day is going to be a super amazing episode, which I find to be BS. But like, I get that episodes can be these like I don't accept super slow stuff. But if it's decent, then I'm fine with it. Like all the episodes for all five of the soaps today was decent. B was actually pretty good. So, but sometimes sometimes decent isn't enough. You know? Sometimes decent isn't enough. Like I said, Days was a little bit more better than G's. Not by much, but I see his parents being super defensive. If Lulu was if Lulu was defensive with Liesel, she's going to be even 10 times more intense with Britt. Yeah, well, that's true. But yes, Black Mass of his not BS. Well, I mean that goes for all the songs. Spider. That goes for all the songs. And when I say BS, I mean like it's what's good, Jonathan. I mean like oh, oh, it's I'm not gonna lie, Spider. It's a little weird, and sometimes I do have to sit there and think about that. Days was decent, Jonathan. I would sit there and say this. Days was decent. I didn't understand Bell going back to EJ's place just to ream him out again. I was like, girl, you already sat there and said that you were done with him. He was dead to you, and then you go back to the house to sit there and start going more in on him. Yeah, exactly, Allison. It was decent. I am too, Ed, because Ashley is a time waster. Ashley's a time waster, and now she's not there, like being all sort of, um, prickly with what you call it, with Derek now. I mean, not Derek, with Andre. And yeah, I saw the kiss. Like she saw the kiss and everything like that, and it kind of put her off. And now she's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna sit there and work," and da 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 da. I was like, "You are a time waster." Like, I mean, the sad thing is with Derek, I don't care that much about, but like with Ashley, the reason why I'm so hard on her is because she just comes across as a goddamn time waster. After about 2 or something years, you don't know if you actually want to sit there and be with somebody. Like, what are you doing? Um, my whole thing is this: if she sees Derek, if she sees Andre with Danny, she better not sit there and start getting jealous. I guess y'all. I mean, listen, I said this. Somebody asked me that question before, and I was like, "Yo, listen. If you decide to go back out with him, well, you're an idiot. I will gladly call Bell an idiot every single day." Yeah. First of all, if we're gonna be honest, Jonathan, I can't believe she actually ever went out with him after what he did. After what he did to what you call it, to Sammy. Yeah, she was a meddler. She was a meddler. I don't like meddlers. Allison says Lulu is going to go nuts with Britt, but Britt can handle her, and I do like her and Jason since I can't have Jason or Carly. Gwen comes across as this petty, vindictive high school girl. And when she left, she was the petty, vindictive high school girl. She comes back, she's the same petty, vindictive high school girl. And I know some people will sit there and try to defend, because I've said this. I've seen people in my comment section and my DM saying, "Well, she makes it so interesting." And I'm like, "Have a good night, J Blue. I don't mind interesting, like, but it gets annoying. Like, there's no evolution with the character. She came back and she's exactly the same mean spirited, annoying, petty, vindictive little girl. Like, it's I said this before. It was just like it's like na 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 na. I got your boyfriend. Like, you fucking 12. Like, I don't know. Maybe because it was early in the morning. I didn't have my coffee. I didn't have caffeine. But like, I just like I just was not there for that shit. Like, Spiker says, "How do you feel about Ashley and Andre today? Because I don't like them together. Why reject Andre? Why reject Andre when he told her because she's a time waster? Seriously, lady, she's a time waster. I mean, yeah, no, she's a time waster. And I here's the thing. I get her initial like, oh, I saw Andre and Danny kissing or whatever. But like you said, yeah, like he broke it off with her. She's like, oh, I'm just gonna sit there and work and just concentrate on work all day. My whole thing is by her. I don't know if you just came back, but if if Andre decides to get with Danny again, she better not sit there and say anything. She better not have a level of jealousy. Like, just I can't. That's the thing, though, Spider. You gotta watch out. You gotta watch out for women like that. They're like landmines. They're like landmines. I know. I heard. But yeah, she was a waste. And she came in for one day and left. And see, this is my whole thing. It's like whenever they have Lonnie, Queen Jess, you are here. It's always good to see you. Um, I guess I'm going to bed late tonight. He said, well, all cats too. Put that shit in all cats. It's good to see you, Jess. That's right, we got the celebrity up in here. She's a time waster on that. Like I said, Spider, you don't want to mess with women like that. They're goddamn landmines. Yeah, they're fucking landmines. They are landmines. Well, I guess if I get a hangover, we all know who I'm blaming it on. Just says, OMG, Ashley annoyed me today, and I don't even care for Andre. That back and forth bullshit. Yeah, Jonathan. Luna is awake, and I would sit there and say this much, Jonathan. I mean, just I'm just here's the thing. I'm looking forward to when people actually go at Lee's neck. I'm looking forward to when she goes after Lee's neck. Um, when Steffi goes after Lee, when when Bill going after Lee is going to be among the best things because Lee chastised Bill for maybe is at a loss for words. Oh, I usually got words. Really? I mean, are really surprised though. I mean, we all saw it coming, Jonathan. That's the sad thing is that we all saw it coming, but like I don't know. Oh, Jonathan, did you read the title? Minus the goddamn typo, because for some odd reason autocorrect is a bitch. I don't like normally using that word, but that's literally what that is. Devon was on beyond the gates for 20 minutes and left like the wind. I get why she was mad, but he came and told her the truth and that he ended things and why is she still mad? Because she's a goddamn time waster, that's why. That's why I told Spider, I was like, yo, listen, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful for women like that. Women like that are goddamn time wasters. And speaking of goddamn time wasters, you know what? You know what's really sad? I'd rather sit through that than this Danny and Bill and Haley shit. I'd rather sit through that. Because honestly, tell you the truth, the fact that this goddamn bimbo is having Danny doubt herself, Naomi believing her, Bill believing her. What the hell is Randy doing back in time? Yo, I swear this dude actually has like a fucking death wish or something. So, Jonathan, it looked like he left like the wind. So, listen, I keep my fingers crossed. Yeah, and I don't think he was here a couple of days ago, but yeah, like a cousin, right, Spider? I that's what I'm guessing. I said this before. I guess she's cool. I guess she's cool with that they're playing her position. Right? Remember, remember she was the same chick that was not there crying at that goddamn diner like she lost the love of her life. Like seriously, she was there crying at that goddamn diner like she lost the love of her life. I'm like, girl, Tomas is well just a bland character. He's also a bad actor too, if we're gonna be honest. And no, Jonathan, maybe one day you know, Jonathan, Ed said that. Okay, what do you think about this idea? Um, Audra going to Bow and the Beautiful and maybe working at Forrester or being like a model or something like that. Because I know I don't know you don't watch Y&R sometimes, but like I feel like at this point she kind of like burnt her bridges down. I'm tired of Tomas. I'm tired of the goddamn actor. I'm tired of watching. Honestly, tell you the truth, I'm tired of watching scenes when actors can't act. I watch both girls because both of them can actually do better. If we're gonna be honest, just both of those girls can actually do better. What are you talking about? I think I'll probably miss something. What are you talking about? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, crying over Tomas, right? Yeah, that's I don't get it. I mean, it's just dumb. It's. I mean, it's funny. I remember Jess said like, Jess was like, Beyond the Gates is like decent. Like, I'm not saying that they're trying to like tell people not to watch it, but like, would you really spend an hour watching something? I guess that's true. I don't know. Out of the five soap operas, I just feel like literally Beyond the Gates is probably still at the goddamn bottom. And it's kind of funny too, though, because like Johnson says, "Can you tell me the conversation Audra had with Victor?" I mean, just in short, he pretty much just like, "You failed and you're fired." He laughed at her and was like, "It's amazing that you're trying to spin this." Because, Audra was like, "Listen, seduction takes time. It's not going to happen overnight." And he was like, "No, you're fired." And, Audra was like, "Well, what about my contract?" Um, what about my contract? He was like, "What about it?" So, I guess that was a shot at, that was a callback to people just saying, well, she should have had a contract in place. Like, Ed, what is six? What is six actors? But yeah, that was essentially he wanted to fire her, and the company that he really didn't care about, he wound up shutting that down. But if we're gonna be honest, Jonathan, he promised her a company if she succeeded. It's Victor Newman. He could have just even even if she would have succeeded, he still could have sat there and backed out. He still could have backed out. Okay, it's not terrible. Who cares about this list of six actors? Oh shit. Yo, she said that that show is like the equivalent of a Tubi movie. Okay, as says Chelsea, Ashley, Thomas, Derek, Chelsea, the girlfriend, and Haley. I love it. Yeah, I know Ed was spot the fuck on. Just as Danny is still in love with Bill. No, I. Oh my god. Jess, I do have something that's kind of funny that I want to sit there and say. She's gonna get upset with me, but I'm gonna sit there and say it anyway. So, Jess, there was a scene with Anita, Vernon, and a guy named Devon. Now, I know the scene probably kind of caught you off guard a little bit because, like, you didn't know who Devon was, but you you wouldn't know who Devon. I don't get the comment, lady. Um, nah, I'm good on that. Um, anyway, you would have probably known who Devon was if you would have probably watched The Young and the Restless, because certain someone actually. I mean, he kept his word and was like, "Yo, listen, I give you some coffees or whatever if you sit there and watch The Young and the Restless." Like they aged her 4 years. Sam didn't have scouts in 2003. She had her in 2016. Yeah, they like to sit there and play with like time and stuff like that. Don't says Jess, don't worry. All you need to know is Little Richie from Family Matters is still collecting the check. I, I mean, listen, I personally do think that Family Matters was before her time. I seen him before on Y&R. His dad was Crystal. Oh, I have no idea when he was born. That's the thing though, Spider. It's like Jocelyn and Spencer. You know, it's like Jocelyn and Spencer. Okay, you got me on that one. You got me on that one. I'm just. I still remember when she sat there and said, "What was Tetris?" Seriously, she sat there and said, "Like, what's Tetris?" I'm like, like I can't, I can't. I'm just listen. She said it. She said it. She said I had to sit there and put my goddamn wine down. Like, whoa, okay, hold on. Exactly. She just said it. Who, you? You who? Ain't no other woman in here named Jess? Gorgeous Queen Cat Lady. Do that mean we're about to get a new scout? Why would you get a new scout? Well, yeah. I mean, Jocelyn was always older. Jocelyn was always older. Spike Six says our birthday age scout 4 years. That's why we may get a new scout. I doubt it though. Okay. I guess here's the thing. I guess they must have said her age today, and I didn't get it. Jen says, "What do you think about Alexis? She's doing too much. Like Drew can take it." Yes. Yeah. No, she's definitely out of pocket. I'm like, listen, I get it. Drew has done some scumbag stuff, but like, nah, girl, you need to stay in your lane. Like, you may not like some of the stuff he's been doing, but like, he gets to sit there and take his child where he wants to take his child. And also, again, just what I didn't understand was like, why is Alexis not there asking? Why is Alexis asking Molly for advice on how to deal with um suing for custody? I'm like, girl, you've been doing law for decades. Why are you asking your daughter? Like, I mean, I don't understand. I don't get it. Right? Like she's a damn lawyer herself. Yeah, that's what I was just like. It's not even just that she's a lawyer. She's been practicing law before this chick was born. It was like, eh, hmm. Spiker says here's the thing: Scout wants to be with the family and don't want to move, and Sam wanted Scout with family plus Drew's a politician who's going to watch Scout when he's out. I get that. Listen, here's the thing: I get that she may not like the way that Scout is being raised, but it's not her place. You know, you have to sit there. You have to stay in your lane. You may not like how somebody else is doing something, but that's their parent. You're not their parent. You need to stay in your lane. I get the reasons of why she doesn't want Scout to move and everything like that and her feelings. And they're not invalid, but it's not her place. I think that's what it comes down to. Alexis. Damn. Okay. Yeah, but she's not okay. But let's be honest though. She's the grandmother. She's not the father. Okay, there's that's the bottom line. The grandmother, whoever, is not going to sit there and tell me how to raise my child. That that is just out of pocket. Not yeah. Kelly says laws change. Alexis asked to if anything new she's having heard of on to move on. Exactly. Drew ain't going nowhere. He is staying. He is here to stay, and that is that. Yeah, and I get that, but like at the end of the day, it's out of pocket. Like we're not going to sit there and do that. Ed says, I wish GH would do something with Maxine Spinelli, daughter Georgie, and Liz, son Jake, and Ada. Yeah, but I feel like the show's already overbloated as it is. Why the hell's my music not on? Why the hell my goddamn music? Literally been in silence for like a good. Count Lady and Justice here. I can't sit there and both of them. There we go. But I don't know. Well, it's not okay. Here's the thing, Lady B. It's not riding hard for Drew. It's not they're saying that Drew, as a parent, has more legal rights to scout than Alexis does. See, this isn't about okay. We all know that Drew's a scumbag. This isn't about him being a scumbag or him doing things that people don't like. This is about him being a parent and her being a grandparent. Stay in your lane. That's the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Like I have an issue with that because that's stepping over boundaries. That's my issue. You want to put money on that? You want to put money on that, cat lady? By December, right? Okay. So when the end of December comes and he's here January. I get to sit there and say I told you so, right? And I get to do it in a very obnoxious way, in a very over the top in an obnoxious way. Okay, cool. I'm glad we agreed on that. You listen, and I keep forgetting that she's actually on the cover, right? She is still on the cover, right? Because every time that she comes on, all she's not there doing is hanging out with what you call it. Okay, good, lady. Good. I mean, listen, lady. I would respect your opinion if you disagree. I'm just that's just how I'm looking at it. But she went hella too far, Jonathan. She went. Here's the thing. I've been getting on Lulu for a hot minute, but with Lizzo, no, cat lady, no. We're not going to back out this. We're not going to back out this agreement. See, just when I'm right, and when I'm right, I'm going to sit there and say I told you so, and I'm going to do it in the most obnoxious and over the top way possible. Oh yeah, no, Jess, that's laughable. But yeah, no, Jonathan, because she didn't change. She's still manipulative. Did you saw how she tried to manipulate the conversation or manipulate like, oh well, you're gonna have to let me see. Oh, that's cute. You're still doing teams. I wonder what that's like. Um, I respect this fighter. I don't know. I don't do teams. I don't know what that's like. You have to tell me about that. But she went too far. But she was also hella manipulative. I mean, 1.5. But regardless, okay, that's the thing, cat lady. First of all, I can have 8 cups of wine or 8 cups of whatever. I still know how to hold my liquor. Second of all, when I'm right, I'm going to sit there and be over the top and super obnoxious about it. Yes, I did. I saw the previews this morning. Yeah, I saw the previews this morning. So I can't believe just I can't believe he actually believes like, hey, listen, I talked to Drew and he says that we got a truce, so we should be good. No, seriously, cat lady, I only have 1.5. Um, and if I get a hangover, it's your fault. So the point is, I'm going to be obnoxious about it. So just, I want you to understand that. Cat lady, I may actually dance. If I'm right, I'm going to be obnoxious and I'm going to dance about it. I'm going to dance on camera. Mhm. That's right. And says she is and she broke up with Isaiah for nothing when her purpose was to take down Sitwell. Nothing new. Whoa, 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 whoa. First of all, Jess, I'm a fantastic dancer. Let's just nothing. Let's just get that out the way. Okay, I'm amazing, and when I'm right, I'm gonna sit there and show it. So, Spike says you should cook on camera for Jess, make up for last time. I mean, you know what happened. We all know what happened. Kelly says no, we don't. No, we don't want to see that. Ish might make it storm. I'm a very good dancer. So just so you know. Whoa, damn. Okay, Jess. Exactly, Spider. Jesus Christ. No dancing. Hashtag no dancing. Okay. Well, you better hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I'm wrong. I'm a gloat. Yeah, Spider. Damn, Jess. Anyway, like I said, most of the show today was decent. Most of them was decent. So I don't know. I was happy with that. You know what I like to see? Good villains. That's what I like to see. I like to see good villains. Because making the hero types can usually be easy. It's making good villains. Ah, oh my bad. My bad. Listen. I'm here for Vaughn. I'm here for Vaughn. Let me tell you something again. Vaughn holds Josh's feet to the fire, and I was about to say Josh. Vaughn holds Josh's feet to the fire. To the fire. Edgar Drake. It's so yeah, but Jonathan, no, I like a good villain. I like a good villain. Uh, I still miss the old school CW. Jack the plumber. Jack the goddamn plumber. The patriarchy of the Drake vampire family. Let me ask you a question, Jonathan. The theme of this, I'm gonna sit there and say show. Is it what's the theme of it? So like, is it like what's the name of that? What's the name of that show? What's the name of that movie? Is it like an underworld kind of theme, or is it like the Vampire Diaries kind of theme? Okay, no, okay, but what I'm saying, like the feeling, like does it feel like what does it feel like? You know how Underworld is. You know the feeling of Underworld when you watch Underworld. So like what kind? I mean, I know it's a supernatural thing. I'm saying like what's the feel? Is it like a Teen Wolf kind of feel? Like if you had to put this, okay, so it's something different. Okay, but you know what I'm saying, though, right, Jonathan? Like even the Vampire Academies had a certain feel to it. But, I feel like I'm missing something. Can't think of it. Oh, that's what I was. Oh, okay. So I said this before, John. This was about Days of Our Lives. So people are sitting there saying like they don't like this whole Stefano coming back, right? And they're sitting there, and you might have been there when I said this, but I'm like, no one owns a character, right? And tell me if I said this before. Fuck it, I'll say this again. Nobody owns a character, right? Like, yeah, Stefano, the actor who plays Stefano, was great, but like, there is no such thing as like nobody else could sit there and play them. You know, like I get that people may not like it, but like, there's a vampire family, a werewolf family, a witch family, a regular human family, and a family of hunters. I like that. Yeah, it's like no one owns a character. Um, I get that people may not like it as just based off their feelings, but like no one owns a character. You know, I mean, yes, it's odd. Like, yes, I couldn't imagine somebody sitting there playing Victor Newman, or I couldn't imagine someone playing. Victor Kiriakis. But if somebody did it, I wouldn't sit there and lose my shit. Though. What's funny? Oh yeah, no, of course not. I get that. I just, I guess it was just more in response to people sitting there being upset, like, oh, well, I don't want them to, like, somebody said something along the lines of, like, I feel that, when a character has been on screen for such a long time and they're a legendary character. No, 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 no. I don't have Ghost Calendar. You're gonna see. Um, I'm listening to like in my lo-fi music, and I forgot they play like certain sounds, like forest sounds and stuff like that, or like crackling fire and stuff. So I'm just like wondering, like, what is that noise? I'm just like, oh, it's music. But yeah, no one. Fuck it, I'm not gonna sit there and say that. But they would need a good actor that can embody stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm like, what is this crackling sound? Like, it's literally just coming out of this side. I'm like, oh, it's the music. But I'm not drunk though, so because unlike some people, I can hold my liquor, and that's what I'm gonna say about that. Um, yeah, I mean it'd be weird, but like I said, I wouldn't sit there and have a conniption fit about it. Like some people, I feel like some people be doing a little bit too much. Like I'll be honest, I feel like some people be doing a little bit too much. I'm just saying, I really do. Is it? Okay. All right. I'll make a post. I think so. But fuck it. I'll make a post anyway. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I thought, Josh. Johnson says just like Nicole Walker can play. Yeah, Nicole Walker can be played by a different actress. Yes, absolutely. You find you find an actress that can act, that can kind of embody the Nicole Walker vibe. Yeah, it's a little hard to do, but I don't think it's a lot. Listen, I think that the actress that playing Gabby is fucking killing it. I think she's personally killing it. I really do. Um, and Days of Our Lives, I'm not gonna lie, they're usually on point with their recasts for the most part, except for the Sophia nonsense. Every now and then they can they can kind of mess up, but for the most part, I trust them with good recasts. Who is she? What do you think? Exactly. Yeah, she's good. I mean, I get it for some people. Like they're like, "Oh my God, I still miss the old EJ." Wah 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 wah. But like, it's actually funny. I'm sitting there making fun of the people that bitch and complain about the new EJ, but yet I still can't get over Jack Brennan, aka Bob the goddamn plumber. So maybe they have a point. I was like, maybe they have a point. Maybe they have a point. But who are you thinking of Jonathan? We unfortunately we know that her name is Kelly Sullivan. She played Kite. Okay. Let me. I think I've seen her before, but let me check her out. Kelly Sullivan. Facts. Facts. Okay, hold on. Facts. Alright. Let me find a good picture. Hold on. I'm gonna pull her up. Give me 1 second. This is a good one. Okay. It's a good pick, Jonathan. No, no, no. You will not do that on my show. Nope. I'm okay with blasphemy. Oh wow, that's how it sounds. Now, let's see. A good Nicole Walker. Days of Our Lives. Okay, that's interesting. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Interesting pick. Interesting pick. Fuck me. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can see that, Jonathan. I can see that. But I think I'm gonna sit there in the stream here. I mean, to be fair, I was probably gonna end it like an hour ago. I was gonna probably end it like an hour ago, but people came in late, so I stayed later because they're awesome and they know who they are. Fuck it, Jess and Cat Lady. But unfortunately, I do gotta wake up kind of early, so I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna try to come back on tomorrow. Maybe kind of late because getting everything done and we'll see. But I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best to come on tomorrow, or at least try. But with that being said, I'm gonna sit there and call this stream a wrap because that's how Jess loves how I finish these streams. She loves when I say, it's a wrap or Rizat. Have a good night, Queen Jess. Have a good night, Cat Lady. Have a good night, Lady V. Have a good night, Jonathan. Thank you for joining. It was really great to see you, Lady V. Have a good night, Allison. Have a good night, my gorgeous Queen Cat Lady. Have a good night, Queen Janet. Have a good night, Black Mom. There we go. I was like, where Black Mom at? There we go. Have a good night, Ed. Johnson says, join us next time for another edition of Soap Talk with a Bostic. Thank you, Jonathan. You're awesome. Same thing with you, Ed. Oh. Uh, Jess, you're awesome. Johnson says, "Can not everyone hit that like button?" Yes, hit that like button. Seriously, it does help. It really does help. Thank you, Lady V, for joining. It was really great to see you. Have a night, Melissa. Have a night, Spider Break, if you're still here. We got in it just like that. Your picture is going to be the last one of you being Jess. So. Laters.